What's going on, everyone? So, man, we got a lot of PlayStation news here lately, huh? And sorry about that last video. I had to take it down. Apparently, the volume was at 100% and not like at 15. That's kind of annoying. But we got some news here. I'll redo it another way, though. Stellar Blade is reportedly PlayStation's best performing single-player PC port ever. The sequel is already in development. Now, I know we had some discussions about whether PlayStation should drop their games on Steam or not. And there's something else to talk about here, too. It is also that a large portion of this, or a portion of this also, is China helping as well. As we know, they did a large portion on Wukong, but it doesn't matter though. There's still a base there. And would Sony look at this as, you know what? This is still another good sign, or should we still go with our app and just take that success? You never know. We're going to find out. Either way, I don't really care as long as I get my experience. I'm not one for, whatever. As long as they still have their identity, everything is fine. I don't care. Now, here's my thing. When it comes to this game specifically, now we all know the PC crowd, online, Nexus mods, VR chat, nude mods, all that stuff. And, having Eve in the backside shots, wink. Hey, the Shift Up creator said that himself. So I think when it comes to that type of sexual appeal and all that, that's going to play a big role. But it's not only just that, because, you got a lot of models here to play around with. But y'all leave her alone, though, man. And these three, I can understand. You know what I mean? But like I said, that's just how the PC crowd is. But it's not only that. This game is actually phenomenal. If you don't know, I platinumed the game. I love it. And going down here, we're going to get an idea of what they mean by this. So here we go. Stellar Blade is the best performing single-player PlayStation PC port on Steam. Keyword, performing single-player PC port on Steam. The game is among the best-selling titles and had a peak player count on 192,000. It's higher than the other releases and 2 times more than the last hit Ghost of Tsushima. I think the female aestheticism has a lot to do with that with some mods. Stellar Blade, plus the music is amazing. Stellar Blade exceeded all expectations when it initially released on the PS5. It did, I love the game. The title absolutely flew off with great reviews and huge commercial success. So naturally, Sony released it on PC a year later and mimic the success. Yeah, they were able to like double dip on that. Like I said, that's one of those games where like, I don't care what you do, PC players are going to support that type of game. It just touches the crowd and they're like, no, this is Shift Up though. You know what I mean? So we're doing this. Now Shift Up Entertainment has confirmed, plus he was cool with everybody. Everybody was liking the guy. Now Shift Up Entertainment has confirmed that Stellar Blade is PlayStation's best performing single player PC launch of all time. Shift Up said that. It even had the highest concurrent player count of every single-player PlayStation game at 192,000. Yeah, it did. Why it matters. Considering Stellar Blade was a new IP and PlayStation already had a huge franchise on PC, the success seems like an even bigger feat if you compare it to the likes of those games. Now, remember what I was telling you guys too. Stellar Blade also hits all the right things of just being a video game with a good story, direction, music, art, everything from beginning to end. None of the political invasions or none of that. And the PC crowd is very serious about that. If you do certain things, they will ignore your game. They're like that. I've seen that happen with Sweet Baby Inc. and a lot of other things. And that's just how they are. They're going to do that. So this game has none of that. It's a really good video game from start to finish. They tried that. And that stuff does not work. The PC player is going to support that. I'm just telling you, I know what I read. So that ended up going well for them. Peak concurrent users on Steam approached 200,000. So here we go. We had Ghost of Tsushima, we had God of War, we had Spider-Man, we had Horizon Zero Dawn, and we had Last of Us. As we know, that Last of Us PC port was not good. Also, this is Unreal Engine 4. Funny how an Unreal Engine 4 game, hey man, I'm just saying, Unreal Engine 5, get out of here with that trash. Not that Last of Us did that, but I mean, it just gives you an example. People would rather have a really good game with all of that, and it still looks good enough, because everything already looks good today. So, I mean, guys, if you think about this, yeah, this is outperforming games put together. Almost 3, you know what I mean? So that's saying a lot. So if you combine the last 3, it barely beats it, you know what I mean? Obviously it does, but if you combine these, yeah, it beats it. So this gives you the idea that Stellar Blade is in more demand. The way that the game is, just look at the game, see how it is. I know if you love Nier Automata, Astral Chain, you would love Stellar Blade. There's no way you're not going to. It just fits it. So it is PlayStation's best performing PC port from a single player perspective. We're not going to talk about Helldivers because that's online. You know, that's the PC world right there. That's why we need to talk about single player games, because that's a different demographic of what Sony is thinking about. And Sony went to do the hero projects, if you guys didn't know about that. Just like they got like the Indian hero project coming, get ready for that. They had the Chinese hero project. Then they got stuff going on with South Korea. And because Sony does this, you get good games. That's what I'm saying. You can kind of see like a benefit there. So yeah, almost 200K concurrent is pretty damn impressive. And we're going to get more information as we go down here. So yeah, none of these games could really do that. I think for the most part, you know, people who already played this or probably had a PlayStation, but this, hey man, mods. When you think about modding for this, it's like, what am I going to do with mods on God of War, really? Or Ghost of Tsushima or Spider-Man? I mean, Spider-Man, you could do cool things, obviously, but you guys know what I mean? This is more interesting from a lot of different perspectives. Definitely when it comes to aesthetic, pleasing. The libido senses are tingling. Okay, the analytics side, or slide, via Genki shows Stellar Blade reached a peak of that, for context, as we saw. And that gives us an idea. The slide also calls it one of the best single-player PlayStation games on PC, highlighting that. PlayStation PC ports haven't always been a huge success. You have to appeal to their conscience. You really do. And it has to meet certain parameters, and then they will support it. Stellar Blade was the game that changed this. But does that mean they can pump out another Stellar Blade like that the next year? And so, no. Like I say, it's a certain type of game. So will this really change Sony's mind? I don't know. We're going to find out. Definitely when it comes to that PlayStation app rumor, right? Or whether they're pulling their games from Steam. We've heard about that. I've covered that. And I've explained why I thought they would do that, because of how much they actually made. This was a part of that profit still, by the way. So Sony can still look at that and they can still say, you know what I mean? No, I mean, within our ecosystem, we're fine. So let's just stay straight PlayStation and make a PC app. Like Xbox has an Xbox app, and it's only going to be able to be on that because it's going to be the PlayStation coding. Kind of like Steam has its own app, Xbox has its own app, and PlayStation has its own app. And if you want everything, it's going to be within those apps. And Sony's probably not going to, I don't know. Do you think that they would put those games on those apps to be day and date, and then say, here's Steam like a few years later or like a year later, because players on Steam will refuse to use the PlayStation app? Like certain players on Steam will refuse to go on the Xbox app because they don't like it. I don't like it either. And they want to stick to their profile and have their achievements be on there. Yeah, I think that's a thing. So Sony could be having two markets if they didn't want to, you know what I mean, decide to do only the PlayStation app, you know? That could be another thing. So right here, like it says, the PlayStation PC ports haven't always been a huge success. Stellar Blade was the game that changed this, and it helped the studio hit record revenues, which is good because they can make more games, get more profit. You want to support an amazing studio like Shift Up. I like them. I like their idea about things. Just like I like NeoWiz when they made Eliza P. I want to see them make more games. They're making real video games. They're not coming and trying to microtransaction you to death. Everything is within the game. Kind of like we see the same thing with Claire Expedition 33, where you see these games are like they're real video games, and they're not gambling addictions. So work on the sequel is already underway, and they went straight to that. So they're going to have everything they need. And you think they're going to skip PC? No. And if there's going to be a thing, Sony will do it through the app, and maybe they'll say, hey, this may just be this game. I still want this on Steam. So I'll say, okay, if you want to do that, then we'll do that. What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Despite that, the studio continues to focus on the original game by partnering with other studios for various in-game perks. Also, if you guys don't know, the Nintendo Switch 2 version is in the works too. It's coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It was also the second highest modded game of the year, see what I tell you. Oh man, showing how much love fans have for it. Yeah, I bet. Guys, I mean, well, we all know what's going on there. So I'll be all right, but you know what I mean. Look, man, that's just what's going on. So, you guys are dirty and you're perverts. I'm just kidding. I understand. Look, now you know why the devil was in trouble. Okay, despite that, the studio continues to focus on the original game by partnering with other studios for various in-game perks. It was also the second highest modded game of the year. We have to do that again. But what are your thoughts on Stellar Blade being PlayStation's best performing single-player PC game? Let us know your opinions in the comments or join the discussion at the official. It was also... Yeah, we're not going to do that again. We got that. So, yeah, like I say, if you guys haven't played this game, please pick the game up. It's amazing. And you're gonna love it. It's not just about the mods. I'm telling you, this game is good. I beat this game 3 times. And got the platinum for it. Hard mode is definitely no joke. They added a bunch of content they didn't really charge you for. I mean, I think there was something they might have, but all in all, like I said, it's a boss rush battle mode. It's really good. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting it right next to Nier Automata. If you guys haven't played that, you know what I mean? And Astral Chain on the Switch. If you haven't played Astral Chain, I promise you, you need to go play that. So, that's my thing. Alright, y'all. Peace out. Let me know what you think. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. You know what's going down. Like, again, once again, sorry about that last video. Man, that's kind of annoying. I was like, wait, hold on, man. What's going on here? But yeah, my volume was too loud. Peace out.